Welcome back to the second game between JonSlow and Dobbs. They are playing in green as the Malay, a very strong civilization on arena, and Dobbs in red as the Goth here. This should be interesting because Goth is a civilization that when it gets to post-Imperial Age wars and you still have a little bit of access to gold, then they are just so hard to beat and to stop. So JonSlow probably needs to put pressure up in Castle Age or early Imp, the latest. Let's see how he's going to do this. Start with this map actually. JonSlow here with the main gold safe in the back, something to work with. We have a good amount of space here for farms if he needs the farming space. We have a second gold and second stone on the left hand side, quite secured here behind that wood line, and I think it's big enough to the gold is not getting attacked here. The main stone on the side, forwardish, 3 deer inside, which is awesome to have, and only a third gold on the right hand side is outside, one really close to the space, another one here on the left hand side not too far away. JonSlow actually has a very decent map here. Let's see how he's going to play this. A little bit behind apparently. I think Dobbs will have the 15 villages a little bit earlier, but it's only a few seconds, no big problem. And Dobbs on the other side, let's see, second stone safe in the back. This is good, so even if JonSlow is going for trash here, Dobbs should be able to get a castle up. Second gold also safe in the back. Main gold and main stone though are forward, the main stone really forward towards Cher's map base actually, so could get attacked first, and the third gold on the left hand side is outside. One boar outside, and JonSlow is around, but he needs to run away now, and that boar should go in without problems. That hunter probably will take 3 hits, but it shouldn't die here. But it's going close, and yeah, all secured, no problem. We have one really close here for Dobbs on the left hand side, extra berries, which he probably won't take. The relic on the right hand side is close. Deer inside actually, 3 of them, and there is one more relic in the neutral zone, an extra gold here, an extra stone on the left. I guess stone is more important to Malay than to the Goth, so JonSlow might try to go for that later on. I haven't seen this game, I don't know how it's going, I'm not sure how it's going to end. We're going to find out together here. If you have seen the game, you know what's happening maybe, but it doesn't really matter to be honest. 27 population, and Dobbs is clicked up to feudal age, not going for a stone here, so he doesn't want to go for an early castle. Probably 3 TC mini boom then, or maybe even 4 TCs, but the barracks coming up to get some scouts out and a little bit of map control. I wonder, is JonSlow thinking about some crazy strategies like siege tower castle drop? I don't think so, but it's possible in theory. 30 villagers going up, 32, that's the equivalent to 27 villager castle age time, I guess, for JonSlow. Lost a few seconds here, so it might be like 28 pop for other civilizations here. And JonSlow is also not on stone, so we won't see any karambits early on either. That means Dobbs should be able to go for map control, should be able to grab most of the relics, and then the question is, can you really outboom Malay? I don't think so. JonSlow should be a lot faster. You can see it here, 1455 compared to 1521. And JonSlow is 3 villages ahead. That's the power of the Malay. So he has an early boost when it comes to the booming. He's going for a few more farms even already. But I think that's not a good idea because he won't have as much wood for 2 TCs as he maybe wants to have. Look at this, only 400 in the bank and he's almost there. A little bit of a mistake in my opinion. So he's going to go with a monastery here, a house coming up, and 1 extra TC, which he should put probably around here. Yeah, no, that's not good. You can't put farms here. 1 more tile towards the main goal would have been a lot better. Not sure about this one. Why does he do this? Like simple mistakes, but I guess it doesn't really matter that much in the end. The games, to win or lose games, that's there's other decisions and other actions that you take. So we have a TC, a third TC coming up actually on that wood line and a second gold. Again, would have preferred to see it maybe here, not so far away from the second stone, but it's alright. Wilbur coming in already. Light Cav coming in for Dobbs, interesting to see. And Dobbs got a monastery, got a stable. 1 TC on the main gold, another TC coming up in the back somewhere on the wood line here. Yeah, makes sense. No TC on stone, but I guess he doesn't really need it. And he should be able to grab most of the relics. He is actually covering that left-hand side relic. JonSlow's move up with a scout, but Light Cav is too strong. And now we have the same game as before. We have 2 monks behind the walls, 1 scout for JonSlow, 2 Light Cav waiting on that relic. And you can see JonSlow should be able to, and he won't be able to kill that monk because he didn't see it. Just sent the scout forward but didn't patrol, and that's a big win for Dobbs. He has an advantage here. JonSlow is ahead in villages by 12, by 10, by something like that, but Dobbs will again get 5 relics, and then the question is, do you go for Castle Age Huskarls? But you should be on stone by now for that, and I guess maybe Dobbs just want to go up to Imperial Age and try to win it with the spam that he can bring on. So what is JonSlow going to do here? I'm not sure. Arbalest is dangerous because they die terribly to the Huskarls. Karambit Warriors? Yes, if you get them early on in a good mass, but you need to push then. JonSlow is on stone now. Battle Elephants die to hell, but yes, that's also tough to do. I don't really know what the best unit choice and unit composition here is. Maybe something like hand cannoneers, bombard cannons, and some trash, some meat shields, some, I don't know, even light cav hussars might be an option here, but it's really not what we want to do, and I think JonSlow needs to try and go for a quick attack here in Imperial Age. He needs to have the numbers, he needs to be faster, more or less. University coming up, he needs to get that second Castle Age building to be able to click up to Imperial Age. A lot of houses coming up for JonSlow here. Hand cannon and heavy plow on the way for Dobbs. Terror on plus 21 villagers compared to Dobbs here. This is big, this is huge. But Dobbs also going for the university, so he's thinking about Imperial Age, I think. You can see, ooh, he bought some food. He must have bought some food because the food that he was missing, that is what he invested into the light cav. But it gave him 5 relics. JonSlow now going with the castle in front of the main stone. That's the perfect placement for the initial castle for the first one. You want to guard the main stone, and the second stone is safe. JonSlow is on that with 2 mining camps, a good amount of villagers. So he wants to try to go for karambits then, I guess. Let's see if he's going for that. Dobbs is starting to research standard infantry upgrades already. Man-at-arms coming in scale man armor. But the karambits are getting produced really fast as well. JonSlow up to Imperial Age. Transition not so smooth. He needed to have that castle up early on. And he needed to have siege workshops up forward, but he couldn't take map control because the light cav was still around. So the question is, what is JonSlow going to do now? And how fast is he? Can you go fast enough to actually get an advantage? I think, yeah, obviously. Dobbs is already producing long swordsmen, and they will be stronger than Karambit Warriors. I think 200 swordsmen, the latest, will be stronger. Maybe JonSlow has that option to go 200 swordsmen without gold cost, but it's late Imperial Age. And we have elite Karambit Warrior on the way. Iron casting coming up, so JonSlow wants to take that infantry battle, and that's going to be a tough one and an interesting one at the same time, because I think Dobbs should be able to go for champion upgrade within a reasonable time here. It's got a decent amount of farms up. Let's compare the farmers. We have 38-41 now against JonSlow 43. Pretty similar, actually. Nice to see. JonSlow still ahead by 17 villagers, and the Karambits are now moving out to try and get some attack going. That castle predicting a third goal. This is a very good spot here. Karambits starting to take that castle. It's a mistake. You shouldn't go for that because the 200 swordsmen are moving in, and champion upgrade coming in for Dobbs. Those 200 swordsmen will be fully upgraded once what is missing? Blast furnace is missing. This done, but they're already really strong, and that's the thing, they are easy to mass, they're cheap. JonSlow putting up a lot more houses on the edge of the map, as usual. He's got 127 villages, he's got 2 castles up, a 3rd castle on the way, but I think you need to transition into Arbalest now, to be honest. Arbalest would be a very strong counter against those champions, and then you would win battles and maybe could go for map control and for a counter push here. JonSlow is still in a score lead, which makes sense, but Perfusion now coming in, Blast Furnace on the way, those champions will be fully upgraded, they will be cheap, they will get produced really fast, as we are used to seeing from the Goth here. And I think Dobbs, even though he's behind in score, will have a good chance to win this game. Fletching coming in for Dobbs, but Arbalest and Chemistry on the way for JonSlow. Those villagers won't get happy on that extra stone here. JonSlow needed to go there early on or put a castle there. Now Arbalest production starting, but you need a good mass of them to be able to take fights, I guess. JonSlow 30 military units, and even though the Karambits count as only half, I think Dobbs is ahead here. You could see the score is switching back and forth. 2 castles on the left hand side, I like this. Anarchy coming up, so I think Dobbs spotted the Arbalest and knows, okay, let's mix in some Huskarls. I can produce them from the barracks as well. And even though they might not be elite, I don't really care, because Goth Huskarls are so strong without the elite upgrade against any ranged unit, against any archer unit, let's call it that, that will be fine. Still, elite Huskarl on the way. Dobbs is able to afford this. He's got 116 villagers. He's got a good economy as far as I can see. He was never attacked this game. He's moving out to take the extra stone. There's another castle coming up. I'm not sure about that mining camp, but okay. And 3 trebuchets, 4 trebuchets hitting the castle on the left hand side. We are going to see a big fight potentially. You can see Huskarls and champions getting grouped here. I wish I could like turn the map, rotate it 90 degrees, but there it is. Champions and Huskarls against elite Karambits and the Arbalest in the back here. Let's see how this fight is going. The castle went down, obviously, and you can see the numbers for JonSlow are better, but all the Karambits are dying, and now those Arbalests need to stay back, because because Elite Huskarls will have a very pleasant time around Arbalest, even though they're dying eventually, but they should take a lot of victims here. And the champions following up. That means JonSlow needs more Caramidores. He's producing them non-stop. His population cap 200, but same as Dobbs here. And we are going to see big battles. Look at this. Who can produce longer? Who can produce better? Dobbs now out of food. Same for JonSlow. Is not really good on gold either. So the question is, who can spam faster? And usually the Goths should be able to spam faster. It's closer to JonSlow's castle, so he will have this, the shorter reinforcement way. And there's a trebuchet behind all that, hitting that castle. Amazing to see. Still a lot of champions moving in, and Dobbs is spamming non-stop. 55 military units still. You can see the trebuchet now getting surrounded by the champions. Dobbs is pulling back a little bit, only to group his army and then attack once again. More Huskarls on the way as well. You can see the 10 Pierce armor, which is amazing. And the Arbiter is staying underneath that gate. That's a very good idea. But Dobbs is still spamming. As you can see, he's just spamming everything. How's the resources looking for him? Actually, a lot better than for JonSlow. And he's in a score lead, not in the population lead. And there's Karambit, so I guess JonSlow even technically has more military units. But you can see Dobbs is sending in more and more and more and more and more. And he's even got a positive KD, which is impressive to see, to be honest. Arbalest no longer getting produced because JonSlow is low on gold. And the question is what to do from now on. He's got a working economy. Only one idle villager, it's 126. But there's another building, probably a castle went down here. The archer ranges will be next. And then there is Huskarls hunting down this Arbalest. And Dobbs is on map control, taking the extra gold, has 5 relics once again. And the Goth spam is real. You can see it here. Dobbs is going back a little bit now. He needs to wait for more units, but he's got a lot of resources in the bank. He just needs to start producing again. I guess he's just taking care of his economy for a second or so. But there goes, the food count is going down and a lot more units on the way. Trebuchet is now preparing to hit that castle. And how do you stop this? How do you counterattack those traps? Maybe with bombard cannons, but they're too expensive. And JonSlow doesn't have the military count to be able to move out. Instead, we see 96 military units against only 51. I guess that's a good 70, 80 military units maybe, but the Karambits counting as half, they're not really that strong. Forced Levi and Men-at-Arms coming in, so JonSlow is actually deciding to go for the low-cost 200 swordsmen. It makes sense, but the champions from the Goth are so cheap that Dobbs has the 5 relics and the extra golds that this should not work in this matchup, in this particular matchup, because Dobbs has the map control, has the gold advantage. And champions moving left and side. JonSlow was actually allowed to take that stone. Interesting. Barracks coming up on the left now. But there's a big fight happening. Once again, one castle went down, another one is on the way. That's why JonSlow is transitioning into the 200 swordsman. He needs a few barracks at home here. He's got the wood to do it. And looks like he is losing the battle here because all the Karambits are dying and now the Arbalists are in a tough position. There's 200 swordsmen flying in, but they're going down really fast because they are not none of the numbers, and yeah, JonSlow didn't patrol this. So now the gate will go down and Dobbs is still happily spamming everything. This game is over, to be honest. I don't see a way for JonSlow to come back. Dobbs was allowed to go for the Goth spam and he managed to do that using champions and elite Huskarls. It's an infantry battle once again. We've seen one on the Viper game before, but it's one that you can never win against. In that situation, how do you want to do this? And Dobbs is getting meaty resources on food and gold. More on the way. Barracks coming up for Trebuchet is hitting that last castle here. And with that, JonSlow should call it GG, to be honest, because it's a matter of seconds before those elite Huskarls and champions are moving into JonSlow's map, taking down all the economies, stopping the farms from working, and without food, you're dead here. So JonSlow is still trying to defend this, but as you can see, 207 population against only 140. JonSlow is calling the GG. What an amazing Goth spam here. I hope you enjoyed this one. I enjoyed it for sure. Very impressive infantry fight with a few Arbalists in the mix. And see you in the next games then. GG.